Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Laureen HD. In a previous video, I explained why you should absolutely tell your partners about your herpes status, and in this video we're gonna go a little step further and get to answer one of the questions that I get asked by you guys the most, which is, how do I tell a partner that I have genital herpes? I want to start with the end. There is nothing you can do or say that will guarantee a positive outcome of the conversation or a positive response from the partner. I don't have a magic bullet for that because there just isn't. However, there are definitely ways that you can make it easier for them to process the information you're about to give them, just like there are ways that inadvertently you could make it harder than it should. So this is not about hiding information nor about lying about the fact. This is about managing perceptions and prejudice and deliver the point across that, hey, I have herpes and I'm on top of it. Unlike 80% of genital herpes carriers who are oblivious to their status and with whom you might still end up sleeping with, which is, by the way, how most people end up contracting the virus in the first place. Just saying. So I'm gonna go over 5 do's and don'ts that I have learned from my experience, and I will end this video by telling you how I usually go about disclosing my status. Here we go. The first one, don't talk about how it's caught, talk about what it is. STIs, STDs, like infection, disease, like all those words are alarming by nature, but they fail to convey useful information. As you probably know, not all STIs are created equal, they're not transmittable the same. Like if you take the example of herpes and HIV, like they're both viruses, they're both STDs, yet one is a skin condition and one is an immunodeficiency. One is contracted through skin-to-skin contact and the other one is contracted through sexual fluids. So calling out the nature of your virus conveys much more information than just saying, hey, I had sex and I caught something. So when you're kicking out that conversation, draw your partner's attention to the fact that what you have is first and foremost a skin condition. 2, don't assume that because they have heard a lot about it, they know a lot about it. So this is where there's a little bit of homework to do on your part. Since they're likely not to know a lot about stats, it's important that you are the first source of knowledge and information in case they have questions, and trust me, they will. What's the prevalence overall? What's the prevalence for each gender? How one can pass it from lips to genitals and vice versa? The amount of asymptomatic carriers. So choose, 4 or 5 key stats to have in your back pocket because it will make you both feel better to have answers rather than having a window to let doubt kind of linger on. 3, don't just tell them that you have it, tell them what you're doing about it. So you've just let someone know that you are aware of the virus in your body and that you are pretty on top of your game when it comes to being informed about it. Awesome. Now the next step is to let them know what you're doing to prevent the flare-ups from happening. Do you take vitamins or anything to boost your immune system? Are you on suppressive therapy? Are you adamant about condom usage? Whatever you're doing, voice it out so they know you are proactive in protecting them through taking care of yourself. 4, don't handle it as a monologue and open up the conversation. There is something here working in your advantage, which is that herpes is incredibly common, so chances are that your potential partner here knows someone or knows someone who has herpes. This is an opportunity for you to kind of gauge their familiarity with the virus and what they already know and think about it. So when you're done disclosing that you have herpes, you can ask questions like, do you know anyone who has herpes? Or has anyone ever told you they had herpes? Or have you ever dated someone with herpes? What I ultimately try to create when I disclose my status is a safe space for them to feel comfortable to ask me anything, and for us to be able to move past the taboos and awkwardness that usually is associated with this conversation. And this moment is a real turning point actually, because regardless of if this conversation leads to a more intimate relationship, there's a real authentic connection that happens from the fact that you guys are exchanging freely on a topic that usually doesn't get discussed on a date. And the 5th and last one, don't be ashamed, be confident. So as a little reminder, all you did to catch this was having sex. Whether it was with your boyfriend, with a stranger, for your first time, 100th time, protected or unprotected, in all those case scenarios, there is a risk. And you need to hold that as true if you're expecting a potential partner to do the same. There's a rule called the 7% rule, which says that only 7% of communication is verbal, which implies that 93% of communication is non-verbal, and that includes body language, tone of voice, posture. So what I'm trying to say is pay attention to what you're saying, but also and mostly pay attention to how you're saying it. Make eye contact. Don't sound like your cat just died. Posture is super important to pay attention to, because while it communicates to others how you feel, it also impacts how you are going to feel yourself. And there's an amazing TED Talk on this. I linked it below. Click on it if you want to know more about how to start implementing it yourself. So putting these 5 do's and don'ts together, my typical disclosure spiel sounds something like this. Hey, so there's something I wanted to chat with you about since we're on our second or third date. I have a skin condition which causes flare-ups from time to time, like most of all when my immune system is low. This skin condition is herpes, which you might have heard a lot about, but you might not know a lot about it. But as far as what I'm doing to prevent those flare-ups from happening, I'm on suppressive therapy, which is like a pill that I take every day, and that puts the virus in a dormant condition. But you know, it's a very, very common virus. 1 in 6 American has it. Maybe you even know someone who has it. As usual, if you have any comments or pro tips to share with others, put them in the comments below. And if you want to chat privately with me, use the How section of my blog, also linked below. I've included a couple links on how to go about this talk, and that could be used as an inspiration to craft your own way to disclose it. And whatever it sounds like, I know you got this. Awesome! That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you super soon. Ciao.